Hang on as we play with a painting and add some resin to it to accent the painting. Hold on, turns out pretty cool. Okay, so this piece has been drying for about 5 days now. This is the Alumilite test for saturation. So a lot of ink in the middle here. Remember, there was also other brands mixing in with this because, you know, normally one would do that. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put just a paper towel over this, gently press down, and we're going to find out whether or not this is dried off. Now I'm trying not to move the paper towel left and right, you know, or side to side, because I don't want the texture of the paper to transfer if it is wet. Okay, so there is some product coming up after a week. Now usually alcohol inks within 30 minutes, the darkest area will be dry with no problem. And right now I'm pressing mainly where I see it's shiny. And I'm still picking up some blue area in here. All right, I'm gonna continue this process. Then I'm gonna take it outside and I'm going to seal it up with several coats of a UV sealer. And this is matte, which doesn't reactivate any alcohol ink. So what that will do, I've done this on the other piece that I did where I messed with the fluorescent inks in the blue originally, but they were all very light tones like that. And so far it did really well. But let me give you an example here. Like here, it's really dark, and I bet, yeah, I'm gonna get some up with my finger there. So I'm gonna blot this a few more times to get rid of any excess. It probably will not be 100%, but it'll be pretty close. It'll be really close before I spray it. Then I'm gonna let this seal dry and then give it a coat of resin, and we'll see how it behaves. So until then, later. Howdy everyone. Okay, so this has had a little bit of time to dry after I did the sealing spray. And the last time I showed this, I put a piece of paper towel over it and it transferred off a little bit. So this has had 6 coats of the sealer, and I'm gonna press my hand on there, and it seems to not be transferring up. And I just blotted a little bit. I didn't blot it a whole lot, but it was really heavy in the dark areas, and there's a lot more coverage here, but there was definite, you could see shiny spots and stuff. So I probably upped the concentration as far as the amount of color that went down, probably by about 50%. Can you go higher? Yeah, I'm sure you could. So, and you would probably get higher results of areas that seemed wet, but the paper drying did seem to help on that part. So now we're going to coat with resin and see how it's behaving with that. So I'm sure, actually I'm not even that worried about it, to be honest with you, because if Stone Coat brought it on to one of their product lines or to be included, then it's probably going to be able to be resined. I'm going to do a little bit more. So I'm going to treat this like I would normally treat any painting. I'm going to add some little accents of color to it, heat it up, the whole bit. It's a little colder than normal right now. Of course, I'm in Texas, you know, give it a couple days or even a half a day and sometimes it'll bounce back. So I had to warm up my space a bit to about, I think I set it up to about 72 degrees. And for a little while to let my resin heat up and the environment heat up. And I'll keep that temp overnight for the curing process and stuff. So I'm definitely going to coat the sides with just a thin coat of resin. And that kind of acts as like a varnish to the wood. I'm not looking for a thick coat, just a thin one. For me, it just gives that professional touch to it. Most of the magic's going to happen on the top. Okay. I always like to start off this part with a fresh set of gloves, but that is just me. I've heard you can wear 2 layers of gloves and just rip one off, save some time. I have yet to try that. I should try that one day. I have fumble fingers, so I guess I figured that would probably be a problem. I don't know. Let's see. I'm going to look at it from the side. See if I see any dry spots, and I do. Whoops. Little triangle pyramid went to the side a little bit. Let's see. I just wanted to not have any dry spots. And with me dabbing on it to put some resin on the side, sometimes that happens. So I just got to be mindful of that. Did it get rid of some of the bubbles? Okay. So I've got a couple different colors over here. They're not big colors as far as really dramatic colors. They're just things to add accents to. And I'm going to just go in the same pattern that I went before as far as the lines and stuff. And this is kind of an iridescent interference color here. Now I primarily use Stone Coat Art Coat for all my resins, pretty much. In fact, I haven't used anything else in quite some time. But it gives me a super long working time, which is good because I usually end up getting on a roll and stacking out my projects. All right, I got a really pretty violet here it's kind of a blue violet. I'm gonna use a little bit of that in there. And I'm just running my stick through it so that I'm kind of mirroring the behavior that's underneath. I don't want a lot of coverage on my colors, just enough where it looks like it's painted also. Okay, I'm gonna do a little white, and the reason for doing the white is just so I can have some reaction with the other colors. And then do its magic. I'm going to try and do some clusters because that'll show up a lot more than the other ones will. Right. And I did not paint my base, any kind of base coat on my board. It's a pre-gessoed board. So that'll actually create a two-tone effect with the white going on top of it. All right, a little bit of gold. All right, hit it with the heat gun, move it around just a tiny bit, not a lot. And what I've done is I've gotten a regular popsicle stick and I'm just gonna drag some lines across. And what I'm gonna end up doing is breaking some of these color lines and breaking up the metallic. So it'll actually start looking like a whole bunch of really skinny lines too. Right, I think we have got it. Let me look at the side, make sure I don't have any fur balls in there. Hit it with a little heat. This will definitely be worth it to get some pictures the next day to see how it sets. But I'm super happy. All right, here we go. So sorry. So I'm gonna pan up high. And then I'm gonna get in closer. So this definitely gives it a painterly look to it. Very watercolory. And then also gives it the richness that the resin. See, look at that. It's got, okay, focus. Here we go. It's got a lot of depth just in one layer. Got some iridescent shimmers and some metallic shimmers and then some paste going in there, some solid colors. Look at the hint of a little bit of glitter. Super happy. All right, guys, until tomorrow. Okay, it's the next day, and I wanted to bring this outside so y'all could see the shimmer of the gold and the interference color and stuff. So, a lot of pretty bling, a lot of subtle bling, which I'm really happy about. So let me bring you in a little closer, see if I can get to focus right. It's always hard to take video or photos outside because on the camera, it always looks like it's a lot darker than what it is. And that's, I think, our own eyes adjusting. So definitely the resin added a little extra dimension in there. Some subtle cells, which I'm okay with, because I wasn't hoping for a cell bonanza. There we go, not banana. And you can see the gold messing through that. So there was enough just to add to, but not take away from the piece. So super happy. And I love the white area in here. There's a lot of stuff going on, but it's a lot of stuff that's still subtle. See if it'll focus in that close. Okay. So hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, but definitely hit that bell to get notified next time I put something up. Later, y'all.